Bonjour tout le monde. C'est moi, je suis Catherine Ann Marsh. I today would like to talk about, this is not scripted, I just have a premise for today's video about French culture. I make a video about every 2 days usually. So it's about fashion. Fashion is a big deal in France. And I would like to just first of all talk about and refer to Anna Wintour, who has been the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine for 37 years. As you may have already heard and seen, if you subscribe to Vogue magazine like I do, if you watch YouTube at all about fashion, if you keep up with the news, and I don't mean Le Monde, the newspaper in Paris and other parts of France, I mean if you just keep up with the French news. I watch the French news every day, every morning, and listen to the French news every morning. And there's an arts and culture part of the French news. And if you watch the French news or if you listen to the French news, there's been 2 whole stories about Anna Wintour. Anna Wintour stepped down at Vogue after 37 years of being editor-in-chief in Vogue. I can't imagine who's going to try to fill her shoes at Vogue in Manhattan. That's going to be a hard job for anybody to fill her shoes over there. And perhaps best case scenario, Condé Nast, which is the organization in charge of all of the publications, like Travel and Leisure is Condé Nast publication in addition to Vogue. So Condé Nast is the publisher of Vogue and Travel and Leisure and other magazines, national, wonderful, fantastic magazines, will, best case scenario, listen to Anna Wintour's recommendations for who steps into the position she's held for 37 years at Vogue. Anna Wintour, I've read and heard, is going to continue, which I'm really glad about, working as an editor in tennis and theater, which I love because my major at the university when I transferred to UNCG was theater. And of course, I love the film business. I've been in the film business for almost as long as I've been in theater, since 1988. So this isn't all about me, obviously. So I'll be interested to see, as a Vogue subscriber, what the magazines are going to be. The content is going to be, I read the articles, I don't just look at the pictures. Joan Didion used to write for Vogue magazine, which is how she got her start as an author in New York and Manhattan. And so I read the articles too, because I figure whoever works there could be the next Joan Didion, writing great American novels, and you never know who the next Joan Didion is going to be, being their own person, of course, writing in his or her own way. And as an author and as a published screenwriter, I'm very interested in the writers at Vogue magazine, in addition to the photographs and the covers, of course. So the only thing I've noticed about Vogue is there are a lot of young people in the photographs and on the cover in Vogue. There are people who are like 28 I haven't ever heard of before. They're throughout the whole entire magazine. The oldest person pictured in the whole entire magazine would be like 31. I feel there should be older people in the magazine because there are older people subscribing to Vogue. There aren't a lot of Gen Xers and Gen Zers reading Vogue magazine, and if there are subscribers to Vogue magazine who are Gen X and Gen Z, I'd be surprised. I mean, at least put people in there who are 40, 50. So it's just, I think there could be older people. This is my opinion, but it's also how I feel as a Vogue subscriber. If there keep being 28 to 31-year-old people and not anybody older in Vogue, I probably won't subscribe next year. Because when I subscribed to Vogue, I mean, people like my former girlfriend, Kathleen Deneuve, has been on the cover of Vogue 8 or 9 times. Well, she's older than I am. And I don't really understand why there are people who are 28, 29, 30 years old on the cover of Vogue now. How about somebody older? So, anyway, the fashion of France. Of course, Anna Wintour is famous for going to Paris Fashion Semaine, French, the Paris Fashion Week. There are two fashion weeks in France. There's menswear and women's wear, which is going on right now. Paris Fashion Semaine is going on right now. The first week is menswear. It used to be in February every year, février, so in French. So I don't know why they're having menswear in the summer. Anyway, there could be two, there probably are two fashion semaines every year. One during the summer, l'été in French, and then another during the fall season. There is, or winter, which is, février would be in winter. So there could be 3 Paris Fashion Semaines for all I know, but there are 2 for sure. And right now is menswear. Next week will be women's wear. And then there are 2 more Paris Fashion Semaines in février, typically. Although there has been a special Louis Vuitton fashion event on a yacht, and it wasn't in February, so there could be février. So there could be, sometimes there are special fashion events at different times of the year, too. Okay, so if you want to learn more about fashion, I do recommend Vogue magazine, although I'm going to tell you it's not going to be the same without Anna Wintour as the editor-in-chief. So who knows how Vogue magazine is going to be next month or the month afterwards. Although at least there will still be theater critique and tennis. I'm not really into tennis, although theater I am definitely into, and film as well, a lot. So who knows how Vogue is going to be without Anna Wintour being the CEO. I would just say the names of these major couture fashion maisons, couture fashion maison in Paris would be Yves Saint Laurent, Chanel, of course, Coco Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Karl Lagerfeld, who used to sketch and design and work for Mademoiselle Chanel. And those are the main houses. If you get into the Italian designers, then there's Schiaparelli, Versace, and the list goes on, because there are Italian fashion designers too, and there's a whole Italian fashion semaine in Italy also. And there are Italian fashion maisons which come over and exhibit and show their work. I say exhibit because a lot of, when you get into the haute couture fashion, it's like an art exhibit. And Coco Chanel said she was just a dressmaker, which is really humble of her, because when you really get into it, those are works of art. Givenchy, but he was from Belgium. So Givenchy is not really a Parisienne fashion maison like Chanel, although Givenchy is a really famous fashion designer in the film business, especially like Yves Saint Laurent. And so I don't know whether, to be honest with you, I don't know whether Givenchy, his successors at his fashion maison, I don't know if his top people bring his fashion designs over, their fashion designs, having worked for him, over to Paris Fashion Semaine or not. But there's a really famous, for decades, fashion maison, which is from a French-speaking pays-bas too, from Belgium, is Hubert Givenchy. Okay, so those are famous fashion maisons to research, to study, to learn about, and to see. You can see those on YouTube. You can see part of Paris Fashion Semaine on YouTube, and I'm sure it's not like really being there though. Okay, it's really hot. The heat index is still on. It wasn't hot this morning, but it's getting hotter by the hour, so stay hydrated, stay cool. Bonne journée.